Have you ever wondered why younger siblings or kids know more about creator boxing matches than championship bouts? Or why they'd choose MrBeast over Manchester United? Picture this: millions of viewers erupting over YouTube content while traditional sports viewership declines. This shift represents a massive transformation in sports entertainment. Traditional leagues are losing millions of viewers and billions in revenue as creators capture audience attention. The excitement around creator-driven events grows stronger each year. In this video, I'm breaking down exactly how YouTubers crack the engagement code that traditional leagues have overlooked for decades. The battle between old and new sports entertainment reveals what today's audiences truly want. Imagine standing among 90,000 screaming fans at London's Wembley Stadium. The atmosphere is electric. The crowd roars with anticipation. But this isn't the Champions League final or an international match. It's the Sidemen charity match, featuring YouTube creators who sold out one of football's most iconic venues in just 3 hours. This extraordinary achievement stands in stark contrast to traditional football's troubling reality. While YouTube creators pack stadiums, Premier League attendance dropped 2.5% last season, with clubs like Everton and Southampton seeing nearly 10% fewer fans at home games. Empty seats have become increasingly visible on broadcasts, especially for mid-table matchups that lack championship implications. "We initially viewed these creator events as a passing fad," admitted Richard Masters during a closed-door industry meeting last year. "Something that would capture attention momentarily and then fade away. We couldn't have been more wrong." The demographic divide tells a compelling story. The average YouTube sports viewer is just 25 years old, while Premier League broadcast viewership averages 42 years old, and rising each season. This 17-year gap represents an entire generation that traditional sports is failing to capture. Traditional football leagues remain trapped in outdated broadcasting models. Pay TV subscriptions, blackout rules, and fragmented rights deals create barriers between teams and potential fans. Meanwhile, creator content thrives on accessibility. Free to watch, available on any device, and designed for digital consumption from the ground up. When KSY and Logan Paul fought their boxing match at Manchester Arena in 2018, sports marketing veteran Simon Oliveira dismissed it as glorified entertainment, not serious sport. 4 years later, his agency now represents multiple YouTube athletes, and he acknowledges the shift. These creators have built something traditional sports never prioritized: authentic daily connections with their audiences over years, not just match days. La Liga president Javier Tebas recently confessed, "We spent billions on production value, stadiums, and star players, but we neglected the direct relationship with fans that these digital creators built naturally. They know their audiences better than we know ours after 90 years of operation." While traditional sports executives were busy discussing fan engagement strategies in boardrooms, two football stars quietly launched what might be the biggest disruption to sports broadcasting in decades. The Baller League, founded by World Cup winners Lukas Podolski and Mats Hummels, isn't just streaming differently, it's fundamentally reimagining what a football match can be. And with 3 million viewers per match day on Twitch, they're proving they might be onto something revolutionary. When Podolski and Hummels first unveiled their concept, sports industry veterans dismissed it as a gimmick. A 6-a-side indoor football league where rules change mid-game based on a spinning roulette wheel? It sounded more like a carnival attraction than serious competition. "These YouTuber games won't last," they said. "Real fans want traditional formats." But what these executives missed was that younger fans weren't just craving new personalities. They wanted an entirely new experience. The magic happens when that roulette wheel spins. Imagine watching a tense match suddenly transform from 6 versus 6 to 3 versus 3, like a plot twist that leaves viewers on the edge of their seats. Or when a volley goal counts double, sending Twitch chat into an explosion of reactions. This unpredictability creates moments made for sharing online, clips that spread organically through social media. This approach pairs perfectly with their digital-first strategy. While established leagues fought for billion-dollar TV contracts behind expensive cable subscriptions, the Baller League went straight to where their audience already was, Twitch. Fans watch for free, interact in real time, and feel directly connected to the action. The results speak for themselves. In 2024, the Baller League became one of Twitch's most watched channels, averaging 3 million viewers per matchday. Major brands like Vodafone, Gatorade, and Samsung all rushed to sponsor the league, with main partner Xing reportedly paying millions for first-season rights. What traditional sports organizations missed was that creator leagues aren't just about famous personalities. They're about fundamentally rethinking the product itself. While established leagues remain trapped in formats designed for television decades ago, creator leagues built their experiences specifically for digital consumption. Faster paced, more unpredictable, and infinitely more shareable. Traditional sports leagues didn't surrender their territory without a fight. When they saw players leaving established clubs for creator teams, with one desperate club official calling it poisoning the locker room, they unleashed their most powerful weapons: regulations, legal threats, and billion-dollar resources. Yet somehow, their counteroffensive only widened the gap between them and the audiences they were desperate to recapture. The response from traditional sports followed a predictable arc: dismissal, panic, then aggressive pushback. When viewership numbers became impossible to ignore, FIFA and UEFA launched an all-out campaign of regulations and legal maneuvers, wielding their institutional power like a sledgehammer against what they saw as upstart competitors. Meanwhile, the player exodus began. Lower league footballers started choosing creator leagues over traditional contracts, recognizing the exposure and opportunities these new platforms offered. Club officials watched in horror as their talent pipeline began flowing toward YouTube stars instead of established institutions. Traditional sports executives, growing desperate, attempted to create their own version of authentic content. Their polished, high-budget production stood in stark contrast to the raw, personal connection creators had built over years. Young viewers immediately spotted the difference, scrolling past the corporate attempts at relevance. The fundamental misunderstanding became clear. Traditional sports remained locked in old financial models, dependent on broadcasting deals and paywalls, while creator leagues thrived on accessibility, generating revenue through sponsorships and direct fan engagement. No expensive subscriptions required. The most telling moment came when several major leagues launched digital platforms featuring celebrity athletes and massive production budgets. Despite their resources, these initiatives fell flat. They looked impressive, but lacked the years of relationship building that made creator content feel personal. Traditional sports organizations learned a painful lesson. All their institutional power, financial resources, and star athletes couldn't manufacture overnight what creators had built through years of genuine connection. In the digital era, authenticity trumps production value every time. While traditional sports executives fixate on production budgets and celebrity athletes, they're missing a much bigger historical pattern unfolding right before their eyes. Sports have always evolved alongside media technology, and what's happening today makes the transition from radio to television look like a minor adjustment. The evolution of sports through media has been dramatic. Radio transformed games from exclusive in-person events to experiences accessible to anyone with a receiver. This shift was so powerful that leagues rescheduled their games to evening slots to capture their expanded audience. Television accelerated this evolution with slow-motion replays, multiple camera angles, and on-screen graphics that transformed the sports themselves. The NBA created the shot clock for a television-friendly product. Baseball added commercial breaks. These were fundamental changes to how games operated. Today, we're witnessing the most significant media revolution in history. Creator leagues aren't just changing who delivers sports content. They're reinventing the entire business model, attracting venture capital investment, typically reserved for tech startups. Over the last decade, investments in sports franchises have outperformed both the stock market and other major asset classes. Look at the UFC. Once dismissed as a barbaric sideshow, It transformed under Dana White's leadership into a global phenomenon worth $4 billion by 2016. Creator leagues are following this trajectory with a crucial advantage: data. While traditional sports have little direct relationship with viewers, creator leagues gather precise information on who's watching, for how long, and what keeps them engaged. This direct-to-consumer relationship allows them to tailor experiences with pinpoint accuracy. Digital sports viewership has surpassed traditional TV viewership, with younger audiences consuming sports primarily through highlights rather than full games. Creator leagues thrive in this environment because they can experiment freely. When the Baller League introduces mid-game rule changes determined by a roulette wheel, they're doing something traditional leagues can't risk due to established traditions and contracts. This ability to rapidly test and adapt comes straight from the tech startup playbook, a model traditional sports simply cannot replicate within their legacy structures. So what does the future look like in this clash between traditional sports and creator leagues? It's not the zero-sum game many predicted. The battle lines are already blurring. Traditional sports aren't just competing with creator leagues, they're learning from them. By 2025, we'll see over 90 million Americans streaming sports monthly, a massive jump from 57 million in 2021. Meanwhile, established leagues experiment with gamified rules and shorter formats, adopting elements that made creator leagues successful with younger viewers. Like a chess match where every move transforms the board, this evolution completes the journey our creator league founders began. The future isn't one model replacing another, it's a powerful blend where both coexist and strengthen each other. The real revolution is in the unprecedented choices fans now have. What will you choose to watch next?